Hello. Welcome everyone. Welcome to live Oracle readings. My name is Dana Gomez. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. There we go. Getting the alerts that things are going live. That's wonderful. Hope everybody is doing amazing today as I get these cards nice and cleansed, get ourselves settled in for tonight's readings. And as usual, we'll go ahead and do the disclaimer as we wait for folks to start joining. So any information provided on the show today is for education and entertainment purposes only. It is not meant to treat or diagnose any mental health or health conditions. Please see your mental health provider or healthcare provider for any of those. Welcome. See that we're getting joined in now. Welcome. So getting the cards nice and cleansed. Hey, Catherine, welcome. Thanks for being here. We're going ahead and getting ourselves ready. We're going to begin, as we do each week, with an affirmation meditation before we begin, just so we can get ourselves nice and aligned in good space. I hope you are having a magical Monday. So far, so good. Let's see, where are we? Okay. We will be using the Harmony and Flow affirmation deck that is available on my website. Make sure that you are following Psychic Fixes. You can also follow my personal page, Sage of Harmony. All right. So as we get ourselves nice and settled in for today's affirmation, just allowing yourself to be right where you are, dropping the shoulders, giving yourself permission just to kind of relax, taking some nice deep breaths. Hi, Sarah, welcome. So a little bit about me for those of you who are just joining, and because I see some new names, I read Oracle and Angel cards. I use a combination. So tonight, I don't think I have any. Yeah, I do have. I have Archangel Michael that I'm going to be working with tonight. My readings are primarily based on personal development. So whether or not you get a job or whether or not you marry the person is really going to depend on what healing needs to be done to move on from there. So that's really what my readings will focus on. All right, so let's get ourselves settled in for today's affirmation meditation. And today's affirmation is, today I choose to be brave. Today I choose to be brave. So let's go right hand over heart, left hand over our tummy, and just go ahead and take a nice deep breath in. Today I choose to be brave. Breathing that in nice and deep. Good. Big exhale out. Today, I choose to be brave. Breathing that in nice and deep. Good. Big exhale out. Today, I choose to be brave. Connect with your heart center and just allow that energy to flow through you. Breathing in. Good. Big exhale out. Last one in. Today, I choose to be brave. Last breath in. Receiving love, receiving peace, support, and guidance. Good. Big exhale out. Wonderful. All right, so this is our mantra for this week. Today, I choose to be brave. Hey, Tammy. Welcome, darling. How are you? Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us today. And I made a mess with these ashes. All right. Better a mess with ashes than a whole fire happening on my desk. And why isn't my phone on? Hold on. All right. So how is everybody doing so far today? Is everybody having a great Monday? Let me know where you're checking in from also, because that always makes a difference time zone wise. I always like to know where my followers are checking in from. I am currently in Florida, so I am in East Coast. It is nice outside. I don't know if it's nice outside. Like the weather is like, it's cooled down. So I love the fact that it cooled down. But then in the afternoon, it's just like, it's hot. So it's annoying. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nice in the morning because it's nice and cool. And you're like, yes, it's November. So it's supposed to be nice and cool. And then in the afternoon, it's like, no, they're going to be hot and miserable. And then it's like in the evening, we're nice and cool again. So good day from Ireland. Yes. Love it. Oh, Ontario. That's wonderful. Love, love, love. All places that I'm hoping to visit. Wet, windy in Ireland. Is it cold, wet, windy, or what's that like? Just got these. It's cold here and 6:38. Yeah, we're on the same time, so it's 6:38 here for me too, and it's chilly. I think it's not too bad. I mean, chilly for Florida, chilly. Let me just preface that. It's chilly for Florida, chilly. But I love it because I'm a seasons girl. Like I love my seasons, which is actually one of the reasons I'm moving out of Florida so I can actually experience most of the seasons. So, alrighty. It was sunny and cold today. Yeah. I can deal with sunny and cold. I can deal with that. But I also work from home, so I can deal with sunny and cold. Sunny and cold works for me. As long as I don't have to be out in the cold for an extended period of time, I'm okay. All right. Oh, it's late in Ireland. Okay. Who's ready for a reading? I don't actually just start picking people. So unless you would like one, please just let me know. Also, if you do, let me put the banner up. Any donations that you guys send are always appreciated. And any donations that are done are also priority readings. So just let me know in the comments if you've made a donation and those readings go first. Just getting these cards all done. Yes. All right, Miss Catherine, I got you. Catherine, have I done a reading for you before? I feel like I have. Your name is very familiar. Okay. So like I said, I use different cards. So I'm using currently the Spirit card deck, the John Holland Spirit Messages deck. I also have the Archangel deck and the Mediums and Magic deck, but this deck specifically called out for you. So, and I just pretty much let the decks run the show, and I'm just here translating. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. I love it. Okay, so your first card is the Memories card. Why does my screen look green? All right, I'll have to fix that. Your memories are like diamonds and treasure in the treasure chest of your spirit. More and more memories are rising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here with you in spirit world, from the spirit world. Neither time nor distance can stop the energy of flow of love for you and the other. Your second card is Dream Talk. And so I'll read out the cards and then I'll give you the message. Dream Talk. Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It is one of many ways in which your soul and those here and in the spirit world will reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, messages, and more. And your last card, which is I love it's so interesting that the way that this deck just played out. Your last card is new beginnings. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in the right direction. And I really, really love this. So I'm going to kind of go back to the memories card. And the reason that I want to kind of start with it, even though it's the first card, but the reason I really want to start there is because with the memories that they're talking about, one of the messages that I keep hearing is the word gratitude. Anybody that, if you follow me before, or if you've seen the show before, I talk a lot about energy and frequency and how each emotion carries its own energy frequency, its own frequency, right? That frequency of gratitude and love, those are some of the highest frequencies that we can be in. Hi, Sandy, welcome. Now, the reason that that's important is because when we are in a state of love, right, when we are in a state of gratitude, we are now calling in things that we are wanting to attract. And if you're trying to manifest new things and these new beginnings, but even right now, as the year is kind of closing out and we're kind of getting ready to just kind of close out the rest of the year, getting ready for our new beginning of the new year, all kinds of new seasons happening and all of that. All of that is going to make a difference in this new beginning, right? So the memories, especially when you're having those times of like struggle and you're having those challenges, it's very important to anchor yourself into the memories of gratitude and love, because those memories of gratitude and love are what are going to help to keep you going. Now, that dream talk, this is your connection to your spirit team, to the spirit world, right? It gives us the opportunity to, if you're not clairvoyant, to be able to see the messages, get the symbolism in some of these dreams, because everything in our dreams is very symbolic, right? So as you're going through these changes, be very careful when you are manifesting, because you want to make sure that you're manifesting the things that you want and really focusing your attention on the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. So be very intentional with your words and your actions and your energy. Again, which is one of the reasons that they were kind of talking about that memory, keeping yourself anchored in, if you're going to go back to the past, don't go back to a past that's painful. Go back to a very loving time in your past. Gratitude is huge, absolutely, right? But it also keeps you in a state of awareness, right? So when your frequency is up, when you're able to see clearly because you're feeling good, right? When we're not feeling good, what ends up happening? Our vision gets cloudy, and that could be not just our focus vision, right? Our actual eye vision, but our focus. So we don't see things the way that we could possibly see them. We don't see the potential. So it's very important to keep ourselves in that state. Now, when we are in a good state, the signs show up and we can see them clearly. We can see them with clarity and actual vision for what we're supposed to be going in. And that's why I love the way that these cards played out, because it's so much like a story, right? It's like, hey, here's memories. Keep yourself grounded in the memories. Pay attention, because you got to keep your frequency up, but pay attention to the signs that are going to come through for you, because you have this new beginning that's coming through, and you really want to get yourself ready and get yourself prepared for that. So, yep, absolutely. Not blocked. And you know what, Sandy, I'm pretty sure that you have clairs that are just undeveloped. Like, personal belief is, I believe that if not everybody, that just almost everybody has some type of gift of clair that we have, whether it's claircognizant, clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyant, whatever it is that you may have, you have something. And again, it's just kind of working with your intuition and learning to trust it and build it, because once you do, the other ones start coming in a really good start. So very good. Thank you, Miss Catherine. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to your team. Your team showed up wonderfully for you this evening. I appreciate you. Oh, all right. Let's see, is there anyone else? Let's see. Oh, Sandy's in Toronto. Wonderful. Yes, Toronto. Actually, I said Canada is on our to go to list when we start traveling within the next year. I'm happy to be of service, Miss Catherine. It's always an honor to serve. Thank you. All right. If you're in Toronto, come visit. Yeah, I was looking at Toronto is definitely one of those places that we have on our list to visit. And Ontario, like we have different places. And actually, my fiance's been to Canada. And don't get me to lie, so I don't even know. But I know he's been to Canada, so he's taking me. I haven't traveled as much as he has, so I get to play tourist while he brings me into those places. Let's see. All right, perfect. Here we go. These are moving a little bit slow for me over here. I am in Orlando, Florida. I am in Florida. We were mentioning that in the beginning of the show. So it is quite interesting living here. It's nice. It's really nice. The weather is all over the place. So, but I'm actually moving out of Florida within the next 2 weeks. So I will be in Georgia actually next week. My final move is going to Georgia next week. So I'm excited about that. I'll finally be settled. If anybody's been following me for the last couple of months, like this, the transition has been slow. So some weeks I'm here, some weeks I'm there. So I'm finally going to just be nice and settled at home, and I won't have to worry about all the traveling. Looking forward to just kind of closing out the year in the new house. It was great chatting with you, Sandy. Thank you, darling. Oh, let's see here. Okay. And I don't know why my screen looks so terribly off color. That is not a good look at all. Hey, Sally, welcome. And where are you checking in from today, dear? And if anybody would like a reading, please just feel free to say something. I normally don't just call on people, so. I'm trying to fix this color here. Wow, so I would assume that it is definitely a lot colder than it is here right now. Well, I'm in Florida, so. You would love a reading. Perfect. Well, good. Okay, we have the Archangel Michael deck for you. Hasn't snowed there yet. Yeah, I do not miss snow. So I'm originally from New York, from Brooklyn. And I came to Florida because I was trying to get away from the snow. Now I'm trying to get away from the sun. So now I'm trying to get away from the sun like there's no pleasing me. But I want seasons, right? But I don't actually want to deal with the snow, so go figure. So I'm moving to Georgia, and I'm hoping that that kind of like balances it out. So I get some cold, but I don't get the snow. So I'm just like, okay, this is gonna work. And like the part of Georgia that I'm going to, it doesn't snow there. Like, and if it like does, it's like stupid flurries that just don't stick. So I was like, all right, as long as it doesn't snow, I'm good. I can stay here. All right, let's get to your reading. So Archangel Michael deck for you, focus upon divine and perfect health. From Archangel Michael, my prayer, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. Your second card is energy healing work. Thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessing and for all of those around me. Thank you for connecting. Thank you for connecting me to lovingly and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. Wow. And your last one is write about your thoughts and your feelings. Thank you. So quick message about this. The information that I was just receiving, I'll get into the reading, but yours are actually supposed to be, well, they're asking you to write about your journey. And I'll get into that in just a second. Write about your thoughts and feelings, but this is more than just writing about your thoughts and your feelings, journaling. This is about writing your thoughts and your feelings because it's supposed to be helping somebody else. It's almost like a memoir for somebody else to them to read it, them to receive the hope, the inspiration of your healing and your process and your journey because it's helping them in their journey. Let me just get to this in just a second. I'm sorry, here's your last card. Thank you for helping me to tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom so I can clearly express myself and glean insight, blessings, and healing. I kind of want to just focus back. I want to go back to that focus upon divine and perfect health. So your message, wow, is just kind of like super downloads that are coming through right now. So the first thing that, yes, they're literally saying just that, just focusing on your health, not just your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Like your health isn't just one thing. It encompasses so many other different things than just your physical health, right? And that healing work that they're talking about, also that healing energy work. Remember, our mind is so powerful that it can actually help to heal the body. So and there's some really wonderful body healing meditations on YouTube that I actually send to my clients. So you can actually DM me and I'm happy to forward them to you. But remember, the mind it only knows what we give it, the information that we give it, right? So if you think about like placebo medications, the patient will think that they are taking a medication to fix whatever illness that they had. And in fact, it was just a placebo. But the mind was convinced that the medication was going to work. And so it allowed the body, did its thing, and it worked. The meditations are the same way. So when we focus and we put healing energy into those specific areas, whether it's like breast cancer or any type of heart disease, lungs, any of those things, it actually helps the body to heal. Now, along with that, why I was talking about the emotional health is because diseases in our body are the root cause of them is an emotional healing that hasn't happened yet. It's usually a trauma that hasn't happened yet. So when people are trying to heal themselves physically, and the reason it doesn't work or something else pops up or whatever, it's because the emotional part of it has not been healed. So your cellular DNA, every time you talk to yourself, every time you think about things, your cellular DNA is taking in that information. And it's literally stuck into your DNA. Now, when we do our clearings and when we take, do like either like meditation clearings or even like grounding baths, it starts to help to clear out that cellular DNA and actually reprogramming it. We have the ability to reprogram it with healthy information, right? positive, healthy things. And I try not to use the word positive too much and negative, only because I'm not into the whole positive patty thing. I think that just having a flow of emotions and being able to move from emotion to emotion is the healthier way of doing it. And that's what I teach my clients in my coaching. So that's part of that. But all of this healing goes into how you are in your path. So when you're working on one part of your healing, understand that it's not just one part. It can never just be one part. It has to be the emotional part. So for example, like breast cancer. Breast cancer is usually associated with a some type of disconnect with mother, grandmother, or mother child. Mother, mother and child, or grandmother or somebody. There's a maternal disconnect there that hasn't been healed. That trauma that hasn't been healed, right? Generational that hasn't been healed. And I'm not making any type of like medical claims or anything, but what I'm saying to you is that there's these things have been proven for lots of studies where the emotion and the diseases they show up hand in hand together. So I would really, really want you just to kind of do your own research, do your own thing. But when you're healing the body, also know that there's emotions, and there's sometimes, most of the time that I've seen, the trauma that goes with it that needs to be healed. Even things like joint pain, right? Knee pain, any kind of knee dislocations, those things. Our knees represent how we stand and how we move and our flexibility. Are you flexible in life? Do you feel supported? Can you stand up on your own 2 feet? Right? Do you feel like you have to do everything yourself and you're carrying the weight of the world? All of these things are associated with our legs and with our knees. So every part of our body has a type of association that's along with it, which again leads into our physical. So, okay, we're going to pin all of that for a second. That energy healing work is super, super important because you are using energy to help heal yourself. Now, it's not necessarily going to be the only thing that you need, right? But it is definitely needed as far as, again, the emotional and the physical part. So really being able to use them with Western medicine so that we can get yourself in that. Now, why is all of this important? Because literally as soon as I pulled this card and as soon as I started reading from this card, the download that I started getting straight away was that this healing that you're supposed to be doing and that you're doing it's not just for yourself. Like, your story is to help other people get through their part and their pain as well. Like, you are supposed to have a blog, a book, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a social media post. Like, start writing your thoughts and your feelings associated with it. Why? Because all of that is going to not just help you, because it's going to be very cleansing for you, right? These emotions that have been bottled up. There is something just so magical that happens when you start writing down pen and paper, or I don't care, on your laptop or whatever it is. When you start opening up and you give yourself permission to release, right? Permission to release and just bleed out on paper, then it starts to clear out that soul, that trauma, right? That spirit. It starts to heal all of that energy right there. Now, again, it's going to be more than just you, totally more than just you. Okay. Because there are people that are in similar situations that are just going to be like, I needed to read this. Oh my God, thank you so much. This is so amazing. So, I know that was a lot, but I can honestly say like 80% of that was channeled. Oh, yes. Okay, good. How do you DM me? So you can actually follow me on my Facebook page, Sage and Harmony, or you can just follow me on Facebook. Yes, perfect. Yeah, they are definitely encouraging you to get that book out. And again, that book is going to be so therapeutic for you, for all of this healing that needs to happen for you, but also for those that are going to be reading it and it's going to, it needs to happen. Like it needs to, I don't know how else to just describe that to you. Like it just needs to happen. That book needs to happen. Again, for you, to help you through your healing process, physically, emotionally, but also for those that are in similar situations. And I am hearing trauma relief. So whatever trauma happened in your life, and it's not for me to put on public display or whatever, but there's going to be a trauma release for you through this book. So because it wasn't time for you. See, writer to writer, right? A lot of times we need inspiration and things. So will this reading be? Yes. So you can actually, if you're following Psychic Fixes or my page, you can actually just download it is being recorded. So you can just always go back and re-listen to it. And I think you can download it as well. Hey, Jenny, welcome. Thank you. So Miss Sally, it sounds like that resonated with you. Yeah, that was a very, very specific reading for you, ma'am. Like literally, as soon as I pulled that last card, it was like, whoosh. All right. It was like the wave of like downloads just came through. It was insane. Aw. Thank you. It is absolutely an honor to serve. Yes, ma'am. I'm just a messenger. I just do what they tell me to do. So that's all I'm here for. Thank you. All right, Miss Ginny. Yes, you can follow me on Facebook at Sage and Harmony Coaching. You can also schedule a private reading on my website, www.snhcoaching.com. It's on the little ticker thing at the bottom. Hello, Paul. Welcome. Alrighty, so nice. Ooh, beautiful. All right, so Miss Jenny, your first card is New Beginnings. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving, and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Now, I do want to just kind of say, quick disclaimer, guys. You know, we are coming up to, sorry, I don't know what's happening with my eye. We are coming up towards the end of the year. So many of us are going to be going through this new beginning phase, closing out the rest of this year and getting ourselves ready. So this is, and I've been talking about this for at least 2 months, getting yourself really nice and settled into almost like a hibernation state right now, going into yourself, you know, conserving your energy, making sure that you're closing out any relationships that don't need to follow you into the next year. I am so sorry, but my eye is just, and I can kind of feel like it's the smoke that's been bothering me. Closing out any relationships that really aren't going to serve you and bring you peace and love into the next year, because we can't do the same thing in the next year that we did this year. We absolutely cannot go into it with the same energy. Your next card, Miss Jenny, is Believe. Believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible. The difference between success over failure and above all who you are is the power of your belief. Love this. Feeling new beginnings ahead. Yes. And then your last card is find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and manifestation of what's going on inside of you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then the ideal moment is to stop and ask yourself, when was the last time I checked in with myself? So this is super, super important. Find your center. And again, I'm going to kind of, so I'll start with the new beginnings card as I get my eye together. Sorry about that. So again, just, giving yourself permission to do this check-in, right? Finding that center, the same way that I was just talking about. It's so important to know that, look, and these new beginnings mean that there's things that we're going to have to let go. Hello, Paul. Thank you so much. There's things that we're going to need to leave, right? When we are creating these new beginnings, it's literally giving yourself permission to say, this is what I'm worthy of, and this is what I don't want to have in my life anymore. A word that keeps coming up that I keep hearing for you is boundaries. So I kind of want you to check in with your boundaries, especially within the next few weeks as you're closing out. Who in your life, or are you setting good boundaries for yourself? Because sometimes we don't respect our own boundaries, right? We expect other people to do it, but sometimes we don't do it. So I kind of want you to check in with your boundaries, how other people are responding and respecting your boundaries, but also what boundaries you set for yourself. So are you overcommitting, right? Do you have an issue saying no? This is again where I was saying kind of conserving the energy. Yeah. And it's gonna continue, right? So as you continue growing and as this new beginning is going to continue to be like, oh, hey, yeah, we're going to kind of check in on this whole boundaries thing for you. Oh, you thought you're good? All right, we're going to send you this test here. And so we're just going to see how good you are. And it's all good, right? It's all for your highest good. But the one thing and I love how this belief card is in the center. I love how this belief card is in the center. Because remember, you are the nucleus of your life, right? Everything revolves around you. Everything revolves around your energy. Everything revolves around your thoughts, and everything revolves around your emotions, right? So the same way that this was saying, what's going on inside of you is a reflection, or what's going on outside of you is a reflection of what's happening inside. It is absolutely 100% true. Absolutely 100% true, right? We manifest things consciously or unconsciously when we focus our attention on something. Again, giving everything that happens, whether it's relationships or illnesses or any of those things are consciously or unconsciously manifested. But if you continue to believe, and trust me, I know about how hard it is to be in unconditional surrender, but unconditional surrender and just knowing with absolute 100% certainty that everything is perfect. Now, that goes to say that doesn't have to be perfect where nothing goes wrong. But even the things that go wrong are perfect. Everything happens as it should. I adopted that a couple of years ago. Everything happens as it should. If you allow everything to be perfect in your life, then you can go with the ebbs and flows, right? Because just because we're spiritual, just because we have our emotions and we have our spirituality and we believe or whatever, it doesn't make us immune to bad things happening to us. It just means that we know now we have tools to help us to get through it. But all of these things like boundaries are going to, be tested here and there. But you have to always believe that everything happens exactly as it should. Every person that you meet has a purpose and a reason in your life. Now, they may be in your life an extended period of time, and that's great. Or they may not, and that's okay too, right? So it's kind of learning how to practice detachment also along with it, right? So, and detachment can be really difficult if that's something that you haven't really done before, but it is also very liberating, very, very liberating. Thank you, Paul, for the, I think those are roses. Thank you so much. So yeah, definitely allow yourself to close out this year with, and one of the things that I'm hearing a lot with you is just like peace and relax. Just like give yourself permission to just chill. No, thank you. I don't want to do that. I'm okay. Oh, I can't, just give yourself permission just to rewind, come back in and just relax and really close out. Again, doing inventory of not just the people around you, situations, but also opportunities that are coming up, that are going to start coming up. Does it align with the person you want to be on the path that you're trying to take as well? So those are things that are very important. Or does it link you to the old part of it as well? Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much, Paul. That was so sweet of you. Appreciate you. So that is your reading, Miss Jenny. I appreciate you, my dear. Yeah, boundaries is always a fun one to go through. Boundaries is always really interesting, because that's kind of what I always say is that the people that have a hard time with the boundaries that you put are usually the ones that have gotten really comfortable with disrespecting your boundaries, and you start kind of seeing how those people and situations, they just start falling off after a while. When they're just like, okay, you can't get away with the same thing that you've always gotten away with. Well, they end up, looking for somewhere else to kind of test the waters. Boundaries and detachment are both very difficult, but not impossible. Yes, I agree, but not impossible. I think detachment has been more of a lesson for me this year. Just learning to, not necessarily with people, but I think my expectation of situations, like how I think something's supposed to work, because it worked out perfectly in my mind, right? In my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly how this is going to play out. Yay, everything is good. And then it doesn't, and you're like, oh, that's not okay. That's not in my mind. That worked out so differently. And that's okay. Now I just kind of like, all right, you know what? Everything happens the way it's supposed to. And that's okay, right? So two things can be true at the same time. You can still, here's the thing. I'm doing a little bit of Coach Dana right now. So here's the thing. You can still have feelings for someone. Like, it's okay for you to like somebody. Hell, it's even okay for you to love somebody. But you don't necessarily need to be in an unhealthy relationship. Now, I also want to introduce you to another concept, another perspective. And I don't know anything about your situation, so I don't know that this is you. I'm just speaking in general. But one of the things I want you to remember is that trauma is as equally as bonding as love. Okay, I say that as a domestic violence survivor and now a domestic violence educator. So I'm certified to actually give education on DV. And DV looks so different, right? It's not just the physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's financial. So that looks, and I'm not saying, again, that's not what the situation you're in, but unfortunately, sometimes, when we're experiencing trauma, that's where it's coming from. So it's okay for you to have those feelings and still like them. Because I think that what happens is that we feel guilt and shame. And if I like this person, then that means I need to be with them. If that person is not for you, for your for your highest good, if it's not healthy to be with that person, then it's not healthy for you to be with that person. Okay. Now you can like them and have that feeling, but I want you to kind of, and not anything that you have to answer here or even acknowledge, right? But just kind of some things to think about. If that person probably love, and I released my own needs weren't being met by him. Good. I'm glad that you realized that your needs weren't being met by him. That's a huge start. Huge start. And it's really also great that you were able to identify that you had, or he had poor boundaries and that relationship wasn't working. Yep, I had trauma before him, but he triggered it. And I think I need healing from the past. Absolutely. Now, we can't heal in another traumatic relationship. We can't heal if I'm trying to heal in this relationship, in this area, and somebody keeps coming over, and cutting me open every time that my wound starts healing. I'm never going to heal. I'm always going to be taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, because I'm never going to get anywhere at that point. Right? So you can't heal in a place or in an environment where you're still receiving trauma. Now, if he's triggered the trauma, that could be 2 different things, right? So not necessarily that he triggered the trauma because he's a bad person, he did something bad. Maybe it was unknowing, or maybe it was. I don't know, again, right? And I don't want to do that. But yeah, I do agree that working on yourself, in kind of giving yourself that space. And that's one of the reasons why they were like, yep, just have her close out the rest of the year, kind of go into hibernation, just do you, and allow yourself this beautiful beginning. Now, I want to kind of just talk about real quick for everybody on here, because I don't see anybody that wanted readings, but real quick on manifesting. One of the reasons that doing this healing is so important when we're manifesting is because even if we're manifesting all the things that we want, you have to be very careful that you're not repeating those cycles and patterns from before. So when you can identify your traumas, you can identify your core needs and define them. So your core needs are love, safety, security, trust, harmony, well-being, peace, autonomy. If you can define those things and they're not based off of trauma, then yes, get into your manifesting and start manifesting the person, the job, this whatever you want. Absolutely. But if you define love, and that definition is based off of the trauma. So if you define love and it's codependent, right, because it's hitting your codependency. If you're defining love and it's based off of emotional neglect, based off of emotional abandonment, physical abuse, whatever that is, then you're going to rinse and repeat those cycles and those patterns. So it is absolutely essential that you take into account when, and this is for anybody on the call, when you are manifesting love in a relationship, you have to define what love means for you straight away before you do anything. Before you get to, he needs to have a job, or she needs to look like this, scratch all of that. You need to define what love means for you. And if you can define love from a healthy standpoint, then you will attract. Now you can manifest healthy. But if you define love as, well, I want somebody that's not going to cheat on me, and I want somebody that's going to, and I want somebody that's going to be there all the time, and he's going to answer all of my calls, and he's going to stop everything that he's doing, and I want somebody that's going to cook and clean, and she's going to be at home, and she's going to do all of my laundry. Well, okay, well, no, no, we can't do that, right? That's not how we're going into 2023, right? Yeah. That's not what we're doing, right? We need to do better. When you know better, do better. Right? Dr. Maya Angelou said that. When you know better, do better. You have that opportunity to do better. So now that you've defined, so we've defined love, we've defined a relationship. We've defined trust. We've defined harmony, right? So now we have the actual definition. Okay, now I want to go ahead and I want to manifest that. So now each day, so you write down everything that you want about this person. You can put your looks in there and everything, but you have to have the feeling. What is this feeling? How does this person make you feel? Every day, how does this person make you feel? Every day. When you come home and you see this person, what does that look like? You know, you have to get into that feeling, and connecting with that energy is going to attract that same, like attracts like, right? It's part of the universal laws. You have to attract that same, you're going to attract that same energy. How he putting other people's needs before mine in the past created unhealthy patterns. Yeah. Yeah. And then so now you have an opportunity to manifest the new relationship, right? That is going to be healthy for you. You know, you want somebody that's going to be fun, that's going to make you laugh each day. Somebody that's going to, you know, be able to understand you and be in sync and be in tune. Someone that's going to be caring and compassionate and empathetic. Someone that's going to be strong, you know, but yet allow himself to be a little bit vulnerable. It's all hard. And he might be a work in progress when you guys meet too. But you have to go into it with the absolute certainty, same with everything else, go into it with the absolute certainty that this has already happened, and be grateful. Thank you so much, universe. Thank you so much, God, or whoever it is that you connect with. This is it. This is who I want. This is who I want. This is what I need. This person's here. Thank you so much for giving me this person. Right? So when you're manifesting, writing it, seeing it, living it each day, talk to your partner, even though that person hasn't showed up in your life yet. Say good morning to this person when you wake up in the morning. Say good night to this person. Connect with your partner. Connect with on a spiritual level so that on the physical plane, that person will find you. All right, Miss Charlotte, welcome. Miss Jenny, that was you got the part of Coach Dana showed up for you tonight. So yeah, so that's that part of coaching that I help to teach with. Miss Charlotte, welcome. Yes, you can have a reading, my dear. Hang on a second. You are so welcome. Thank you. You're so welcome. Make sure that you are following Sage and Harmony and also Psychic Fixes. I'm here every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love doing readings. And I run specials also that I post on my Facebook page. So definitely follow me there and you can be in the know, as they say. Charlotte's team. Charlotte's team to come through for her husband. I will definitely try to get to you, Miss Anne, but we are running out of time. Wow. Okay, Miss Charlotte. So your first card is Energy Healing Work. This is the Archangel Michael deck. Thank you for sending me healing energy to me and through me for my own blessing and for all of those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. Your second card is Positive Thoughts Create Positive Results. We were just literally talking about like attracts like, right? Divine love and wisdom, I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and the conscious of love and light that is within every person and situation. Finally, your last card is you've created the situation. You have the power to change it. Thank you for letting me lean on you, for letting me lean on your strength and reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. And I love this card from Archangel Michael. I kind of want to start with that. You've created this situation. You have the power to change. I'm going to kind of work backwards a little bit. This isn't one particular situation. This is the reminder that everything that happens to us happens for us. It's Tony Robbins has been saying that for years, but it is true. Allowing yourself to go into your power of your mind and the words. We were literally, this entire show was just kind of talking about, manifesting and how our words and how our energy carries all of this power. And you have more power than I think you even realize and you give yourself credit for. So allow yourself to be the co-creator of your life, right? Which is one of the reasons that positive thoughts create positive results. Like, this is your reminder that you can. Like, they're literally telling you, like, hey, you can, the same way that these things that are not so great happen, great things can happen also. You can actually be a co-creator and allow things of peace and love to come into your environment, into your life, and to really forward you to like the higher ground. That energy healing work is one of the reasons that is so important, is because that's actually going to help with that positive thoughts and then everything else that happens. So kind of really going into, and I'm actually getting specifically that, I don't know if you have access to somebody that can do Reiki on you and can do energy, like actually healing work on you. If you do have access to that, definitely going to encourage some of that, because I am getting that there are some blocks that need to be cleared, and that's okay. That's part of the process. But these blocks are going to be essential, that they need to be worked on and moved. So then that way you can start co-creating the things that you want. The same thing that I was telling Jenny, if you were just on, pay super attention to your thoughts and to your emotions, because everything that you give power, your thoughts, you give power to your thoughts, your emotions. And that actually starts, again, the same way that I was telling somebody else earlier today, was that everything that you say, you think, those emotions will get stored into your cellular DNA. And that is either going to motivate you and make your body feel good and make your body feel healthy, or demotivate you and create illnesses and diseases and everything else that we really don't want. But I am getting that there is some blockage that needs to be kind of cleared out. So if you have access to somebody that can do Reiki and just do some great energy work, a shaman that maybe you can work with, definitely would recommend working on that. And again, just really focusing your attention on the things that you want, not the things that you don't want, creating that positive thoughts, positive results. But mostly, definitely, Paul, this is for Charlotte. It really is for you to understand that you are the co-creator of your life, and that even the things that aren't so wonderful that are coming into your life, I want you to always kind of go in and say, what blessing can I get from this? Sometimes those blessings are in the form of, well, I met this person, and so now this person is a blessing, and I can bless that. I can continue that on. So a blessing can manifest itself in so many different ways, right? But as long as we can find gratitude in it, then it can change the entire trajectory of the situation, right? I can look back at my experiences and the trauma that I received, and I can be grateful for those things now, because I know that now I can take those experiences and be relatable to, the domestic violence people that are experiencing things. I can relate to them now. I understand. Our pain might be different, but hell, I get it, right? And that's hard. But even those things that are coming in, I am now a vessel for that, and I can help those. So you create the situations, and sometimes it's part of your life's purpose. But just know that those things that are happening for you are happening to you. They're actually happening for you, and there's a greater cause for it. So it really depends on what you do with the situations that happen. You can be the victim of it, or you can, for lack of a better term, grab it by the balls and say, okay, here we go. I'm taking control here. And I'm sorry to be so graphic, but I mean, that's really it. You can really go into it yourself and say, no, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm writing this out. This is what I'm going to do. I know I can get through this. And by all means, give yourself permission to cry. Give yourself permission to get angry. Give yourself permission to have all those things. I am not by any means saying take it with a smile and keep going. I'm saying have all of those very human emotions and use that as fuel now to get yourself into that next part. Because everything that you go through, it strengthens you. And I know it's like, why am I being tested? God has so much faith in me. Like, I don't need you to have that much faith in me. Can you just leave me alone for a little bit? But you are a warrior. Like, we're here for this purpose. So take this and flip it, right? So anytime those unhealthy thoughts come in, try to create a healthy thought around it. And again, I stay away from positive and negative because it's not about being a positive, Patty. It's about saying, okay, I'm having an emotion. I'm feeling it in my chest. The emotion is, overwhelming. I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling whatever. I got here because. So really dissecting your emotions and then just saying, I give myself permission to release it, because you don't need to hold on to every emotion. Remember, emotions are states. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You don't have to get stuck in one particular emotion. That's how depression comes in. Okay, depression comes because we get stuck in the memory of something. We get stuck in our pain, but you don't have to. And I am completely respectful of depression. Fought it most of my life. My mother had it, so I've seen it. But I'm also here to be that testimony of you can help get yourself healed also. You have more power. Okay, so the message from Archangel Michael is, you have the power to change it, everything around you. And I would honestly also recommend to connect with your team. Keep praying. Be very, very clear in your intentions, especially when you're reaching out to your team. Remember, our team cannot intervene without our permission. So if you're wanting your angels to come in, if you're wanting help, if you're seeking guidance, call on them and say, hey, I need help. Like, you're not supposed to figure it all out. Nobody is. I'm not doing this by myself. I'm getting help from my team and from your team. If you notice, every time I do cards, I call on that person's team because I need to get that help. I need that guidance. This isn't me. I'm not a magical person. I'm not doing anything that you guys can't do. I've honed into my gifts a little bit earlier. That's it. That's it. But you have the power to do these things as well. You can talk to your team, allow them to give you messages, ask for very specific messages. I have a little jar up there that's full of feathers because I always say whenever something's happening, I say, okay, if everything is going to be fine and if you guys got me, just send me a feather somewhere just so that way I know. I find feathers in the most, you guys follow me on Facebook, I find feathers in the weirdest places. Literally at Target, I was picking up a cup on the shelf and there was a feather inside the cup. What? Where did that even come from? But there it was. And 2 days before, I was, having a whole conversation with my team. We're having a whole team meeting. And I'm like, hey, guys, kind of need to know, everything going to be okay? And, doing the whole thing. And sure enough, they always come through. They always, always, always come through. Again, connect with them. Ask for something very, very specific. Tell them your thoughts. Tell them your worries. Give it to them. Allow them to help you. And now that they're going to solve it for you, but just say, bring people in my life. They're going to help me to get through this. Allow me the strength. Give me the strength. Give me the wisdom. So then that way I can get through this in a healthy way. And just allow your team to be there and show up for you. So, Wow, tonight was pretty long-winded. I apologize. I'm already past time. Miss Ann, I apologize. I'm already past time this evening, but you guys can definitely check in next week. Same bat time, same bat station, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can follow me on Facebook, Sage and Harmony Holistic Coaching. I hope you have a magical rest of your evening. This was absolutely wonderful. I love the energy. You guys are absolutely rock stars. Thank you so much for being here. So much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure to follow, tell your friends and everybody to come out and support the show. I appreciate you guys so much. Blessed be. You're so welcome.